Hi guys, good morning. I am Trish with Unique Me 303 Healing and Empowerment. I'm going to be doing a reading today for December 23rd through 30th, 2020, but I'm a little confused right now as to what I'm supposed to be doing. As I was getting the cards prepared and praying and meditating and all that stuff on this reading and getting some extra notes for you guys, a lot came in. I felt like there was a lot of divine intervention that was happening. I was not really shuffling the cards, but just like kind of moving them around and getting them positioned on my table like I always do. But as I'm doing this, cards are coming out and I'm told, keep them, keep them, keep them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards came out and I was told to put them in a specific order. So I did. And they all tell a story that goes together with the notes that was coming out. So, I feel like this is a lot about divine masculine and divine feminine energies 101. You guys can look that up on Sacred Scribes and the whole twin flame thing. However, when I was asking, is this specifically for twin flames? I was told no. This information is for all the feminine and masculine energies, so male and female, or if you're a male and you feel more like you're the divine feminine, it doesn't matter. You should have both of those qualities. But anyway, to get back to this reading, this is supposed to be an Ascension reading for 131, I was told to tell you, for December 23rd through 30th, 2020. But like I said, I don't know exactly where this is going, but I'm excited about it because I have been feeling this is exactly what was going on. So I got confirmation today. But anyway, these notes were coming in at different times while I was preparing and, using the restroom and things like that. So some of these are kind of written in different places than what I originally started. So let me kind of get them collected together. But basically what I was told is that start down here. Okay, start all over. This reading is going to be called The Great Purge, okay? From now, 2 weeks ago is what I was told, a week or so before the 21st, the energies were starting to be felt for all of these alignments of the planets, blah, 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 okay? What this is pushing us into is a great purge, okay? For the masculines, it's a purge of the ego. There's a spiraling, revolving door as the ego presents opportunities to change. Think about all that are involved. So the ego, if you think of the ego as being etching God out, God equaling love, unconditional love, then anytime you're thinking selfishly of just yourself and how everything that you're doing or saying is affecting you and not everybody involved, that's the negative part of ego that has to go. So what I was told was, at the same time that ego is dissolving in the masculines, and having that spiraling revolving door, and I'll explain that revolving door here in just a minute, the feminine are going through a purge of the emotional body. So expect rapid daily changes and perspectives, energy fluctuations, purges of the emotional body. You will feel it in your physical and etheric body as well, okay? So what's going to happen is basically there is going to be a breakdown and a breakthrough of the masculine and the ego, self-reflecting, and people are just going to the masculine energy and in general is going to be basically starting out and it's probably already has been started for probably several months. However, like it's really going to hit them in the face now, but the masculine is trapped in denial of their ego. Okay. And that's the beginning of it. And then they're starting to see that because they're being triggered in that spiraling, revolving door. They're being triggered by the feminine, and which is also triggering emotions in the feminine that needs to be healed. Okay. Things from past traumatic events. It could be things of your ego still that needs to dissolve. 420, look that up on Sacred Scribes or what have you. It's going to be so much stuff that has to do with the emotions and the emotional body breaking down. Maybe the way that you react, maybe the way that you perceive things that are happening to you. 432, all kinds of confirmations, guys. Look those up. But anyway, so this revolving door, it's going to start with the male's ego being in denial, and then the feminine being 444. Quit distracting with me with all these confirmations. But anyway, the feminine is going to be triggered by that masculine's ego, that self-centeredness, or that whatever it is that is triggering them. And the feminine is going to fight back with not reacting as much, with not being as angered, with not being as sad, with being more empowered to take a look at themselves and heal themselves. So that in itself is going to trigger another revolving door that is going to smack and trigger the ego of the masculine to have to be looked at. So it's with each one of those triggers, the masculine is going to be more and more triggered to take a look at their ego, where they're being self-centered, where they're not focusing on the whole, but on themselves. And, the ego is so much bigger than that, but I'm just thinking of that because that seems to be what's coming to mind. Okay. But anyway, there's going to be a breakdown of those things. There's going to be a spiraling, ever evolving door for the next several months, is what I was told, at least through February. Okay. The end of February is what I'm hearing. But at the same time, expect the feminines to go through a massive purge. That's all I've been doing for the past 2 years, it feels like. But the purge is getting easier and easier to go through. I'm feeling more empowered. So a lot of the feminines are going to feel more empowered too when they're down there in the room alone, to do healing videos, to read information that's going to help you to get out of your own ego, or to help you to see things in a different way, or what have you. Everybody's reactions and everything's going to be different with this whole spiraling and revolving door. Okay. But it's going to keep happening until the ego is gone, until the ego is dissolved, and both. And what's going to happen when all of this happens is balance is going to be created between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies, not just in relationships of twin flames and soulmates or soul partners, but in a unity as a whole on this planet. The divine masculine and the divine feminine energies are going to start to come together and balance and unify. Yes, 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 they say. 654. They also said. So before I begin with all these cards and what they were saying, I want to go ahead and being so many cards came out that goes with these notes, I want to go ahead and get some other cards for us that didn't fall out. So crystal cards, give me some focuses for the week of December 23rd through 30th, 2020. But all three of these, I heard yes. Okay, green aventurine, which is new opportunities and heart chakra. It's a number 5 about positive change and transformation. I'm just going to leave this right here, guys. I'm not going to try to even interpret the energy. New opportunities are going to happen. People's heart chakras are opening, and more unconditional love and balance is coming to that area. Love, rose quartz, heart chakra. This is a number 34, rounds down to a number 7. 7 being about spiritual awakenings. A lot of people's awareness and perspectives are going to be changing and shifting as the ego breaks down and dissolves, as the emotional body breaks down and dissolves, and we feel more empowered in our spiritual body and feel more trusting of the information that's coming in. Go with the flow, guys. Try your best to take a look at your part, get out of that denial if you're a masculine, and feminines, take a look at your part and get out of the emotional part of it and see things from a higher perspective. It's not always that it's a personal attack to you when they're being self-centered or ego-driven or what have you. Take it as an opportunity to just be in the moment, allow those triggers to do what they do, because the healing takes place anyway. Don't try to force anything to happen. It's going to happen regardless. Obsidian, which is protection and root chakra. This is a 29 card. Rounds down to a number 11. 11 being a twin flame number. Again, if you guys aren't a twin flame, these energies are still going to apply to you. You're either a divine masculine or a divine feminine, or you're in the process of balancing out both in yourself. So mastering both of them. Whatever I'm trying to say. So that's what these energies of this week is about. Just know you're protected through all of these shifts and transitions. There was many. Okay. I want to read the bottom one too, which is Limiar, which is water or ocean, and it is a throat chakra card. I just felt led to share that. So for whoever needed that, 9/11, you guys can look that up as well on Sacred Scribes. But the first card that came out was detachment, and this is also a number 11 card, being a master number and a twin flame number. Excuse me, detachment. And I felt like what this is talking about is detaching from the outcome of things. People, me included, this is one of my defaults. I will look too far into the future. Well, if he's acting this way in his ego, then God, my future is really going to suck with him. I got to leave. I got to get out of here. I want to run. I want to just get away. So detaching from knowing or trying to figure out what the outcome is going to be and just going with the flow of things is what is needed here. And this is on both sides. The masculines having to put up with a lot with the feminines' emotions and not understanding why they're crying or being angry and taking it as a personal attack as well. So it's just like I said, that spiraling, evolving door that just keeps hitting each one of us in the face for those lessons that need to be presented so that we can start anew. 1010. I also feel like a lot of like declutter is happening in the mind. Yes, I'm hearing a lot of people are starting to detach from the thoughts. Good for you. I'm getting there. Finally getting there. Believe in the impossible, which is a blue moon card. I mean, I don't really need to say anything more about that. Miracles happen when you're on this journey and you're aware of this journey and you're, trusting in what's going on, and you stay the course and not run from it. Like I have ran from it so many different times. I've came right back to it, but I ran away from so many different things because it's just so much energy and too much to take on. And I just don't know what to do with everything. It's so overwhelming. But things happen for a reason. We have to heal all those things for a reason. And the impossible things happened from that. The impossible might be that your perspective changes and you don't see things as a personal attack anymore. That's a miracle for me. Okay. So just so many different ways of looking at that card. But I'm also getting with this, a lot of people are feeling like their relationships are impossible, or it's impossible to have unification or balance within, the connection. But I feel like I'm going to skip down here to this communication card. Communication is key. Like communicating your needs, your wants, desires, the way that you're feeling in a way that you shift your words around to where it doesn't look like you're pointing the finger at that person, or however, you're using other words in a way that is making them feel empowered to change, but at the same time, you're able to get your point across. That's hard to do. I understand that. Emotions get involved and you just speak from whatever's coming out of your emotions. And sometimes it's not the right thing to say. Sometimes it is, but just really be diligent in trying to stay out of your thoughts and too far into the future, but just being focused on the moment, saying and speaking exactly what it is that you need. Just ask your guidance to guide the words that's coming out of your mouth when you're communicating with people, so that you're not, screwing up the situation or bringing more turmoil to whatever. Nothing will come of this situation. This is a void of course moon. Okay, for some of you, this is talking about a relationship that you may be in. It may be with a soul partner or twin flame or what have you. And what it's talking about is, nothing further happening with this relationship. Either the male ego doesn't dissolve, they stay in that denial state, and it causes problems with the way one's ascending and the way one's just staying where they're at, and you no longer resonate with that person. It's time to walk away. Make sure that you pray, do your meditating, ask guidance. Am I supposed to walk away? Is that what's supposed to happen? Blah blah blah. Some of you, this is exactly where you're at. It's time to move on. Okay. Balance, spirituality, and practicality, which is a full moon in Pisces. I feel like every time I see this card, instantly it's talking about making goals, setting goals, achieving those goals. So just to bring into perspective what I'm talking about is, for several months, probably well over a year, I've been told, get your website together. And it was a matter of not getting it together because of money and not knowing who to do it and things like that. But, there was a lot of obstacles in my way, but I've been told, like, in the past couple of weeks, get a website together, pray and meditate about services and pricing for your services. My prices are about to change drastically, just so you guys know. And I'll remind you guys about that in a little bit. But, get those things together and those clients will come. The more action that I put into the suggestions that my guidance has given me, the more those impossible things happen. The increase on the number of people that come onto my channel, the increase of the number of people who are getting appointments with me, the increase in the number of people who are evolving. Yes, and yes, all of those things. So it's about, setting up those goals, putting in the action necessary to fulfill those things. And this is in any area of your life. So if you want a different job, you want something that's going to bring you more money, you pray and put in manifestation, try to manifest those things into your life by acting as if they're already in your life, but it go even further than that. When you ask your spiritual guidance, what am I supposed to do? What job am I supposed to go towards? When they tell you that, trust in that, and then go towards whatever it is. Put in that action necessary. When you make that step and that effort to put in the action necessary, they do the rest of the work, guys. That's it. So quit procrastinating. Get yourself in gear. Make those goals. If there's things that you didn't finish in 2020, there's still time. 1515. Look up that number on Sacred Scribes. But there's still time to do that. But to get back to the whole communication is key part, okay? This is communicating with family members, with your employer, with your guides and your spiritual assistants that you have every day. For a lot of you, that is this. Trusting in that communication that's coming in. The guidance that they're giving you. When they tell you not to react on so-and-so's ego and them being self-centered and not thinking about you, what are you supposed to do instead? Ask them. They're going to tell you exactly what to do. For me, a lot of times it's meditating or listening to a healing video or a guided meditation so that I can heal some kind of trauma or something. Because believe me, as their ego is tearing down, my emotions are tearing down. My emotions that are triggering me to even react to their ego in the first place is traumatic things that have happened in my past, or something that has happened that has programmed me to believe that I need to react in this way. Okay. So a lot of it might just be instincts or things that you have been programmed to do because your parents did that, or because that's the way they reacted to certain situations or what have you. But telling people why you're upset, but not directing it towards you made me upset, but okay, I was triggered. I am feeling a certain way. I'm going to go downstairs, or I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to meditate about this and find out what it is. However, I would like it if you can be with me, help support me in whatever this is that I'm being triggered by. But at the same time, can you take a look at what's going on with you too? Because it always takes two to tango, guys. Both energies. There has to be that yin and yang, that balance. So there's something on both sides that need balanced out to make a union, or to make, that perfect balance. Yes, they say, and I hear a lot of tearing, so I must be saying it right. Protection, number one being about the law of attraction. But what I'm getting with this is as we're going through these purges, just know that you're protected. Every bit of this is necessary. You have your guidance around you at all times, putting hedges of protection around you. And I'm feeling as if I'm seeing a lot of people being worried about attachments coming to them as their emotional body is being purged and stuff like that, because it puts us in more of a negative vibe, or maybe feeling really down and stuff like that. Normally that's when those attachments would attach to you. But what I'm getting is there's a shield of glass around us right now. This purge is necessary. So we are being protected during this purge due to the fact that they know, meaning the guidance, the support, the protection that's around us knows it's necessary and that it has to be done. So there's going to be no distractions as this goes on. It may last for a couple months, but however, know that we're protected. We're not going to be getting any more attachments attached to us. As we're going through these purging, we are purging those attachments, guys. Okay. So just know that while you're in isolation, while you're meditating and stuff, there's a lot of healing and purging that's going on. Some of you, I need to let you know, as you're purging, you may feel energetic throw-ups. You may feel like you're throwing up, but it may just come out as an energy, and it may sound really loud or whatever, like you're throwing up, but it's just energy. You may have a physical throw-up. You may have the jitters. You may have the shits. You may have to pee a lot. All of this stuff is part of purging. Some of you may have headaches. Some of you may be very, very tired. Some of you may be very alive and awake. You may go back and forth on those things. You're going to go up and down. You're going to have a lot of emotions and a lot of crying and anger spells. This is all normal. And now I'm talking about with the masculine and the feminine. As your ego, the masculine's ego is breaking down anger. A lot of anger is going to come, or a lot of prideful moments where pride hits you in the face damn, man, I really don't have my shit all together. Or maybe I'm not as enlightened as I thought that I was, or maybe I really do need to take a look at things. So a lot of us are feeling the need to detach, isolate away from our twin flame, away from our soulmate, away from family members. Our family members could be that trigger or that revolving door that keeps smacking us in the face and pushing it right back to us. It doesn't matter. but it's going to be the divine energy against the feminine energy. And basically we're fighting for balance. We're fighting for unity. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm seeing like this big explosion of energy coming from the center of the earth and just spreading throughout the planet. So as we let go of the ego and this emotional body and we purge all of this shit, so to speak, the whole planet is going to be affected by it. Yes, 2002. Good confirmation. Originality, which is the number 11. While you're in prayer and meditation and doing all of those healing guided meditations and stuff like that, you're going to start connecting with other beings of light or beings in general, other aspects of yourself, those multi-dimensional 2022, those multi-dimensional aspects of yourself that are going to give you a lot of ideals on how to start things in entrepreneurship. So having your own business, maybe it's your own spiritual practice. Maybe it's, taking your music on the road. I don't know. There's so many different things that could be. Natural and spiritual talents are going to be more illuminated at this time. So there's going to be ideals that are coming in from your guidance that's going to tell you exactly how to use those gifts, spiritually and natural gifts. This is also a number 11 card, a master number and a twin flame number. But what I'm getting from this card is creative ideas. People are starting to use their gifts to attract money towards them. Also using their natural gifts and spiritual gifts to inspire people. So maybe it's artwork or poems or what have you. I'm going to get back into writing poems. I've been feeling about writing this poem about 2020 being a trigger. It has been nothing but one big trigger for me and probably for most of us. Okay, so yes. And just know that the rest of this year and the first few months of 2021 is going to be nothing but a big trigger as well. So a lot of detachment and a lot of isolation, seeing things from a different perspective because you're detaching, which is going to cause healing to take place between the masculine and feminine. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it's going to happen for the whole planet, okay? Yes, a lot of new opportunities in love, unconditional love, being non-judgmental, that new net level or new awareness of your empathy and how you feel about how other people are feeling. So feeling guilty when you trigger them because you're thinking only of yourself brings you back to that prideful moment and having to break down that pride and that ego and just being okay that you may have just hurt them. We're all going to start to balance out and know that none of this is on purpose. None of this is okay. The healing has taken place on purpose, but the human self that reacts to that trigger, we don't react on purpose to cause problems or chaos within a relationship. If you're in a relationship or what have you, it's a thing, a natural thing at this time that has to happen to cause the shift to the balance and the unity of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It's going to bring order to your emotions, order to all your physical, mental, spiritual, etheric bodies. I feel like it's going to bring order to a lot of the chaos and challenges that have been presented in 2020. And I'm feeling like even order to a lot of the things that are going on with COVID for some reason. I feel like there's going to be a shift in that as well. And I'm hearing yes, and I'm hearing bells and whistles and chimes and stuff. So, this could also be order to your family dynamic. 6 for me is always about healing within the family dynamic. I'm feeling like families are coming back together. So maybe there's balance in the families as well. And I'm hearing yes. I feel a downpour of energy coming in right now. So just opening up your mind right now. Open up your heart and your crown chakras right now and allow the energy to just pour into those areas. I can see them swirling around inside and outside of the body. I feel an opening in awareness, and I feel it's because I feel this big opening in the crown. I've been feeling that, but a lot of you may be having that opening in the crown an influx of energy coming in and out of that area, mostly in is what I'm hearing though. So that's a downpour of knowledge, a downpour of remembrance to yourselves, remembrance of who you really are, remembrance of the truth of everything. 2442, I was told to tell you. But as that order starts to come and that balance starts to come, you're going to feel a sense of achievement. You're going to know that you have shifted into that new timeline. You are going to understand that you're not ruled by your emotions anymore, or your ego is not, ruling you anymore. At the end of the next several months, February, okay, February has been a big deal for the past 2 years. I keep hearing, so maybe like February might be like the beginning of new cycles for many different things. Yes, I'm hearing, but I feel like, that sense of achievement, people are just going to, 25 are going to start feeling and feel more empowered and feel more led to be that inspiration and that light in the world, getting out of those funky moments and getting more into unconditional love and non-judgmental states of being, seeing things from higher perspectives and not reacting and not, being overreactive to things, if you understand what I'm saying. 2552. There are so many confirmations today. I'm loving it, but they're kind of a distraction. But anyway, are there any other cards? I was told fairy cards. Fairies, what messages? Thank you. Spirit dancers. So you're going to start to feel light and floaty in your body. We're going to go through all of these things, which is going to lead to the light body being uplifted, or you feeling an upliftment in your soul, feeling as if you're on top of the world, feeling like you can now make or take your place in this world, knowing exactly where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. This is a 36 card, rounds down to number 9, which is about philanthropy. 6 being about healing within the family dynamic, also balance and harmony. And 3 being about the Ascended Masters working with you. What Ascended Masters do you work with? Call on them more than ever now to help break down this ego, to help you see your part in different things, to help you to see that you don't have to react with your emotions to every little situation, that it's okay to just be present in the moment and not judge people for being self-centered or egotistical or always thinking of themselves or what have you, but just seeing things from a place of healing. They are healing. I am healing. I had to go through this too. They're going to have to go through this too, or vice versa, but coming from a place of love, compassion, being non-judgmental. I feel like that's where we're all going to. That's what we're about to achieve. Stick the course, guys. I know it's challenging. I have been so challenged, so challenged, so ready to give up, feeling like I've, lost connection with so many different aspects of my life and stuff. And I'm told I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And right on the other side of this is enhancements to my gifts, is more clients, is my family coming back together, is happiness, joy, and freedom, is time that I have to spend with people, is traveling, is, having a bigger and better home and car, all of these things. But most of all, the spirit being free. Okay. That point of freedom, because I've gotten to that enlightenment. Okay. That complete enlightenment. Some it takes years, some it takes lifetimes, some 28, some it will never get there, being incarnated on this earth. What other, both of them. Okay, it is She of the Crouch and the Singer of Intuition. I am told to read the book off of the first one, Singer of the Crouch. The word power is coming to my mind, but I don't know why. I don't know which one. But this is number 5 card, which is about positive change and transformation. Number 5. The receptive principle, nurturing and fertility. She of the crouch may indicate a form of pregnancy, a necessary time of nurturing and development. We need to be open to her overflowing grace. She may also indicate a need to allow her nurturing grace to flow through us to others in the form of unconditional love and giving and spiritual healing. She tells us of the need for unconditional receiving, of making the best of what we are offered. She also reminds us that unbounded love and grace is ours, just waiting to be accepted. The presence of this card in a reading radiates comfort and nurturing to the cards around it. Makes sense. So that's what this card is about. And then the next one is the Singer of Intuition, which is a number 7, which is about spiritual awakenings. And I feel like this is like just saying, like, you know, depend on your intuition. It's giving you the right guidance. I feel like people are just in the knowing right now. Many of us are in the knowing. If you're not in the knowing, maybe you're starting to get that gift of knowing what to do, what your next step is, knowing who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, blah, 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 blah. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you guys know what I'm saying. But advancement is what I'm hearing with this. Yes. Someone is meant to foretell future events. You're supposed to be writing them down. You know who you are. I'm hearing the word Vicky. So somebody named Vicky maybe, or maybe more than just her, but I'm hearing the name Vicky. What cards am I supposed to go to? Thank you. Animal Spirit Guides, what messages do you have for December 23rd through 30th, 2020 for all individuals already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process, please? Am I supposed to take this one? What messages do you have, please, for December 23rd through 30th, 2020 for all individuals? This one here. Thank you. Kiwi, do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Clear your mind, clear your head, get out and get some fresh air. Contemplate and meditate on the things that's been going on. If you're the divine masculine, ask about your ego. Ask what it is that you need to see, that you need to change. Ask for awareness of those times when you act out or do something that is strictly on that negative part of your ego, okay? For the feminines, do a walking meditation and ask, like, how can I clear out the rest of my emotional body? Help me to see from a higher perspective when I am triggered by the masculine's ego or by another feminine's emotional stuff. You know, when I'm triggered by those things, help me to see from a higher perspective so that I don't overreact with my emotions, so that I can let myself heal from these things that have programmed me to feel this way in the first place. Yes, they say. What other messages do you have, please, for December 23rd through 30th, 2020 for all individuals already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening body? Don't know where that came from. Zebra, let go of your fear and know that you're safe and protected at all times. It's reminding me of this song that Mike Love sings. If you don't listen to Mike Love, look him up, guys. He is awesome. Anyway, where he just keeps repeating, let go, let go, let go. And it's been replaying and replaying and replaying in my head. The more I've been triggered lately, the more that song has been playing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm letting go at those times. I am triggered. I